everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Catherine again. Last week we have organized my pantry. Thanks for joining me. For this week we have an even bigger task, which is to organize my entire kitchen. So stay tuned and let's get started. Today, I'm super excited about shooting this video because I always wanted to organize my kitchen and I can't get my eyes off from those functional space organizers. However, this can't be done until we have moved in for a while, figured out how different storage space can best serve our living habit, and bought all the essentials that we would need. If you have watched my previous video on kitchen tour, I put the link right here, you would know that we have moved in for just over 6 months. Before I'm going into labor, I decided to get the kitchen organization done. Otherwise, I know it will be delayed forever. Oh, of course, I will save a corner for baby essentials, which will be covered in my future videos. So for today, let's just focus on the adult part of the kitchen. Stay with me and let's get started. In this video, I categorized my kitchen organization into 3 parts. First is kitchen unit organization. Second, fridge organization. And third, worktop organization. Let's start with the kitchen unit organization. Storage to me is all about practicality. I want to open a cupboard with everything accessible without moving and replacing other stuff that I do not need. Take this drawer as an example. This is how we store the pan lids at the moment. It is not bad, but I just can't reach the lid at the bottom without removing the one stacked on the top. So I need to think of another solution to organize the lid. Previously, I have said many times that shelf units are not ideal for storage because you can't utilize them due to the depth. However, sometimes we do need to compromise drawers for shelves for a lower kitchen cost. Good news is there are so many smart ways to turn a shelf unit into accessible storage. For rice bucket, instead of buying a bucket that is opening upwards, which will be possibly limited by the height of the shelf, you can get a really long and deep one with a sliding lid, just like this one here. So when you put the bucket back in the shelf unit, you don't need to take the bucket out to get a cup of rice. For sauces in short bottles and cans, you can get these wheelie organizers to help you. Without bending too much of your back, you can easily drag them out from the shelf and see what's inside. For large and heavy pots, such as pressure cooker, I would just put them in the bottom of the shelf. If there's still some room left, you can utilize it by storing some lids that come with a stand. Personally, I think the key of storage is not occupying every inch of the space. You have to leave some space for maneuver and future purchases. For baking trays and small pans, I would use this expandable pan organizer rack to store them vertically in a shelf. It even works better than drawers because you can clearly see which one is what. For mugs, cups, and drinking bottles, I usually store them in wall cabinet because the depth of the wall cabinet is shallower than the base unit. For mugs, they are relatively short. By using this acrylic stand, you can stack them up without sacrificing the convenience. For the remaining space, I guess now is reserved for the newborn. Same principle also applies for short glassware. For bottles and cups with lids, I realized it's sometimes annoying to have the lids on because you don't really use the lids at home. Therefore, I just kept all the lids separately on the side. For sauces, because we cook a range of different cuisines, therefore we have accumulated quite a lot of sauces over the time. I kept some in the pull-out unit down below and spared this wall cabinet for the remaining. I've already got 2 of these revolving plates at the bottom of the shelf. Absolutely love them. You can turn the plate and the ones at the back of the cabinet becomes instantly accessible. So I bought another 2 for the upper shelf as well. Under the sink units are always my headache because there is a huge deep sink, some random pipes, together with accessories of appliances such as boiling water container and food waste processor. It's really difficult to make good use of the remaining space. After searching for a while for the perfect organizer, I found this. It can stick onto the bottom of the cabinet and you can then use it as a pull-out shelf. On the upper level, there is a basket where you can store some small items such as cleaning sponge. For the lower level, I kept the dishwasher tablets, salts, and some other cleaning products. I also got another one for the sink unit in the utility room as well. Previously, I used this IKEA shelf to divide the space, but I still find it not user-friendly. Let's take everything out and reorganize here. So now I have all the cleaning cloths stored on the upper shelf, bin bags, wipes, some cleaning supplies, rubber gloves stored on the bottom shelf. For lids, if you can't fit them into a unit together with the pot, try to flip the lid over, then the overall height can probably fit the space. This storage above the fridge is probably the least accessible storage in the kitchen due to its height. I can reach it, but not with ease. Previously, we stored some unused items, but honestly, if not in use, why keep? So I decided to get rid of those frying pans to declutter the space. Oh my god, look at what I found. This is our old kettle. However, after having the boiling water tap, this became a history. Let's also get rid of it. Then I can store all the packages of glasses, cups, and appliances up there. For some glassware, I don't take them all out due to the limited space, so I kept the rest in their original packaging and labeled it up with how many glasses left in there for the ease of access later when I need to host bigger parties. Okay, we're done with the shelves. Next are drawers. I used to have this drawer organizer board with removable bars for this drawer, but I found it doesn't do much in this drawer because I mainly store large containers and cooking utensils here. Therefore, let me remove it and put it in the drawer down below later. For containers, they do take a lot of space if you keep all the lids on. However, try to take the lids away and stack them together. It saves a lot of space immediately. For some of the lids, I use this stand from IKEA to store them vertically. For utensils, because this is a deep drawer, instead of lying them down, I use these narrow opening organizers to make them stand up. Look at that, it's even easier for grabbing. For the drawers down below, I will just empty everything now and reserve this big drawer for baby stuff later on. This is the organizer board I mentioned earlier. All the bars can be removed and reattached to fit the needs. It is ideal for plate storage, which I also have one in the plate drawer under the island. I bought some of these organizers for small tubed sauce such as wasabi. They get forgotten in the fridge easily if we can't see them. This organizer makes them visible so we won't keep buying duplicated stuff. This turntable works the same way as the revolving plate I got in our wall cabinet. The only differences are this one is transparent and with a higher edge. It fits fridge perfectly because it can store taller jars and bottles in a more secured way. And in the meanwhile, it enables us to see the labels of those products. The best way to keep oyster sauce is to store them in the fridge for freshness. However, due to the low temperature, I sometimes find pouring the sauce out of the bottle challenging. So I also got a pump head to solve this problem. Our fridge does ice, but for whiskey, you would want something big. Therefore, I got this sphere ice maker for whiskey so the ice won't get melted easily in the glass when you drink the whiskey. The final item on my list is worktop organization. Though I would like to avoid as much stuff as possible that is exposed on the worktop, I can't sacrifice the convenience for the tidiness. Therefore, let's do some cosmetic touch-up to make the worktop more appealing. First is salt and sugar containers for cooking. I had these IKEA containers for a century and they do the job, but I find it quite annoying when I need to measure up say 1 teaspoon of sugar or salt. This one definitely can't do, so I got these 2 jars with these opening upwards. They come with wooden spoons and labels as well. I will still put them to the right hand side of the stove for ease of reach. In addition to this, I also like to keep the salt and pepper meals next to my cooking stove as well. For hand soap and dishwash detergent, I don't like using their original packaging because it's ugly and the small bottles consume way too much plastic. I always buy a large quantity and transfer it into prettier containers to keep the aesthetic look and also help with the environment. For vegetables and fruits that are kept outside of the fridge, I always don't know how to store them until I saw these paper bags. You can even use these paper bags in a fridge, they won't get humidified at all. Apart from the space organization, I also found a good solution to reduce the noise of pulling chairs. Previously, our dining chairs make huge noise every time we put them out. And now, with the help of some silicone covers, they don't make any noise at all. Thank you guys for staying with me for so long. I'm so happy with the end result. If you want to know more about house renovation, home decoration, and some tips and tricks that can help you organize your beautiful home better, don't forget to subscribe me before you go. Okay, I upload video every Friday at 7 p.m. and I will see you next week. Bye bye!